Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, February 14th to Saturday, February 20th. So last week we had a new moon in Aquarius. It was a stellium. We had multiple planets built up in Aquarian energy, really pushing us to think about our futures, to think about where it is we've been held back, where it is we've been restricted in life, and where it is that we needed to bust free from the grips of our past in order to launch ourselves into a beautiful, futuristic plan that will align us with our soul's mission. Now, that energy was super powerful. Many of us have not slept full night in days. That particular Aquarian energy really did a number on our central nervous system and had a lot of ascension symptoms definitely rise to the surface. Now this week, it's definitely going to be much calmer, but with that said, the events that take place this week are super important. We are at a pivotal point in the collective consciousness and in our own personal journeys. This week, we wrap up Aquarius season before jumping into Pisces season. We also reach the first quarter moon, which is going to prove a little bit of a challenge. And we have a very important event taking place. It is the first of 3 different aspects taking place throughout the year of 2021 between Saturn and Uranus. Ending off this week, we have Mercury going direct. I know many of us will be very thankful for that, but with all of these new shifts does come a new adjustment period. So again, although this week is semi-calm, we really do have some important shifts and alignments taking place that will pivot us on the right path in moving forward. So today, Sunday, February 14th, happy Valentine's Day. Now, I did mention about Valentine's Day in last week's energy forecast, and I love the feedback. Most of us really don't buy into what has become a very commercial holiday. Nonetheless, it is a day of intentional love where we're all supposed to just go out of our way and make sure that the people that we love and cherish in our lives know that we love and cherish them. I personally don't buy into it. I think that's something that we should be doing each and every day, but it's definitely laughable that Valentine's Day lands in Aquarius season. Aquarius season is emotionally detached. We're not all about the feels. We're not all about couples and relationships. We're about our individual selves. And although Aquarian energy does want to focus on the greater, grander collective, that is a much bigger scene than just our personal relationships. So for those of you out there that love Valentine's Day, that are all up in the fields, that go out of your way to really celebrate the day, I wish you a very, very happy Valentine's Day. For those of us that are just kind of going through the calendar, I wish you all the love on a normal Sunday just as easily. So today, the only thing that is really promoting all the feels is the Piscean moon, which is on its way to move into Arian energy. The moon actually goes void, of course, very early on in the wee hours of the morning, and will lock into that Arian energy around 11 a.m. So here's the thing. We go from these Piscean energies, the moon all up in the fields, all up in dreamland, all up in creativity and the arts. You know, this is, again, a moon that is really favorable for the artists out there through music, through art, through wordplay. And, you know, it's great for spirituality. It's great for vision work. But then we come out of the depth of our intuition and the depth of our emotion, and suddenly we get fired up. The moon in Aries is a fire energy. It is very excitable, very aggressive. It wants to dive into new things. It wants to get the party started. It is very bold in its actions and in its emotions. And so, you know, just being a Valentine type of day, this is really going to fire us up whether we buy into the day, the holiday, or not. We have 8 aspects that the moon will be making today. The most important, I would say, is a sextile with Pluto and conjuncting with Chiron. So as we've been exploring, anytime Chiron's in play, we get a little bit hypersensitive, we get a little bit emotional, we tend to see where it is that we're still triggered, and a lot of this is so that we can see our wound and then go ahead and heal that wound. Now, the sextile to Pluto is a perfect platform for us to do this because Pluto wants to transform us. It wants us to see where it is that the parts of ourselves, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, physically, where those elements need to die, where there needs to be a death to these particular wounds in order for us to transform into something lighter and brighter, something more powerful. Now, we have Mercury conjunct with Jupiter. This is a big deal. These two planets were a part of the stellium under the new moon in Aquarius, still both in Aquarian energy, Mercury retrograde still. Anytime Jupiter's at play, things get big, right? It's the planet of growth and expansion. We tend to overdo it anytime Jupiter is in play, and because Mercury is ruling over the mental plane, ruling over information and communication, which is not at its best because it's still retrograde, we really are going to have a big picture moment where suddenly things click. Things snap into play. This is going to be a high optimistic energy for us. This is good vibes. This is positivity. There's even a lot of luck that could come out of this energy today. But what we need to be focused on the most is long-term plans. Again, we're having a confident, positive outlook. We're super hopeful, right? We've come out of that, funk that we were kind of in last week. And now we are seeing the big picture. Caution though, Jupiter tends to be a little bit too big, a little bit exaggerated, a little bit too much, a little bit too extra. So even though we might have beautiful visions, beautiful insights, suddenly things are clicking in our brains of where it is that we're going to go from here and what it is that we actually want to strive towards, we might just have too big of a picture. We might exaggerate what it is we're actually able to accomplish. So we want to be very cautiously aware when we're caught up in dreamland and when we're caught up in planning that we don't bite off more than we can chew, that we try to stay as realistic as possible. Now, today we also, just to throw in another Valentine's Day aspect from the cosmos, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and pleasure and money, making a trine, which is a positive aspect to the true node. The true node is trying to pull us back on the right path, pull us to where it is that we need to be for our future. And so where love and money is concerned, especially where Mercury and Jupiter are trying to show us the big picture path of where it is that we're going, we can definitely expect a huge shift in energy and perspective and in our heart space where love and the future of our relationships are concerned. So yes, Valentine's Day. If you're coupled, great. If you're single, great. Doesn't matter because either way, we are going to be analyzing our current relationship status. What we like, what we don't like, what we need, what we're not getting, all these hopes, all these desires really pushing us to set new goals and new insights for where it is that we want to be in the future.